Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Alternative Frequencies. I'm your host, Stephen Hill, and we have a very, very special guest with us this evening. Leitreanna T. Brown will be joining us, and she specializes in past life readings. And I know I want one, and I'm sure you do too, but you need to be in the chat room. If you're not in the Hazy chat room, just go to www.hazyradio.com. Click on the on-air chat button, and you can join the conversation right here on Alternative Frequencies, and perhaps Leitreanna will give a reading for you. Now, before we bring her on, I wanted to share with you some files from my Joe's Box, which is a purpose-built spirit communication device. And I recorded these yesterday. Now, as I mentioned in a previous show, it seems that my friends on the other side are attempting to help me adjust the device, the Joe's Box, in order to make the communication clearer for them, because after all, they are the ones using the device. I'm simply turning it on and just talking into the air like I'm talking to you now. So they are the ones using it. And it wasn't a very good day yesterday for IPC. Some days are a lot better than others. And so I started adjusting the rates on the Joe's Box. It's got a adjustable sweep rate. So I start at 0, and I'm saying, okay, this is all the way down. I'm going to turn it up, and you tell me when I've got this right. Now I'm going to play this file for you, and then I'm going to break it down, and I want to see what you hear in it. I'm going to load it up and play that for you while we take this quick break. So please, stick around. And I've got that file loaded up, and I'm going to play it for you now. First, I'd like to say hello to everyone out here in the chat room. We have got a packed house, and I'm sure it's because of my special guest, Leitreanna T. Brown, who'll be joining us in just a few moments, so bear with me. Now I'm going to share the file where I think the entities on the other side are attempting to make the communication clearer for us to understand, and perhaps clearer for them to use the device. I want to play it for you. Type in the chat room, see what you hear, and then I'm going to break it down, and we'll go over what I think is going on here in this file. So here it goes. We'll turn it up, and you tell me when to stop, when the rate gets fast enough. Okay?
What to do?
Yeah, what to do. I'm asking what to do.
An angry bird. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Who said, oh, God?
To correct feedback. No, you.
No, me. How's that? Good or bad?
That is. They really have it.
She can hear me say hello. Hello.
Party.
What person said hello? What's your name?
Conservative group. Project.
Well, that was a clip that I think is relevant to helping me adjust the sweep rate on my Joe's Box. And I'm going to play it for you one more time. Then I'm going to split it into 3 parts and go over it with you very quickly so I can have Leitreanna on for as long as possible to give as many readings as she can. She also has a great event coming up, and we're going to talk about that. Here's the file once more. We'll turn it up, and then you tell me when to stop, when the rate gets fast enough. Okay?
What to do?
Yeah, what to do. I'm asking what to do.
An angry bird. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Who said, oh, God?
To correct feedback. No, you.
No, me. How's that? Good or bad?
That is. They really have it.
She can hear me say hello. Hello.
Party.
What person said hello? What's your name?
Conservative group. Project.
Now, in breaking this down, in the first part of the file, the first thing I hear when I tell them that I'm adjusting the sweep rate to let me know when it's fast enough, I hear a female voice say, "Don't forget what to do." Very clear. And so I acknowledge, yes, I'm asking what to do. Then I hear a male voice say, "That's stupid." I don't know who he was addressing, but it was followed by another female voice immediately that said, "Angry bird." I don't know where that figures in. Maybe irrelevant, but I'm sure it was communication. The next thing I hear, the same lady that spoke in the first part of the clip says, "Oh God," and I repeat that, "Oh God." The male voice says, "Need to correct that." So I'm not sure if he's talking to the female or talking to me about the sweep rate, and I'm still adjusting here. And then the lady says, "No, you," and I respond with, "No, me." We'll turn it up, and you tell me when to stop, when the rate gets fast enough. Okay?
What to do?
Yeah, what to do. I'm asking what to do.
Stupid. An angry person. Oh God.
Oh God. Who said, "Oh God"?
To correct feedback. No, you.
No, me. Next, in the middle part of the clip, I'm continuing to adjust, and I ask, "Well, how's that?" And I hear a male voice come in, and he says, "That is," and he's saying good, but the good kind of breaks off. You can barely hear the G. "That is good." And then he repeats my name, Steve. So here it is.
So
How's that? Good or bad?
that is. Then.
So in hearing the male voice respond with what I thought was "that's good," I figured I probably had the sweep rate adjusted to suit them. The next thing on this last part of the file is, so I asked, "If you can hear me, say hello," because I want that one-word response validation that yes, we've got it set up and I am communicating. And of course you hear the very profound female hello. And then it gets kind of crazy. Male voice says, "Party." And then I hear, and I'm kind of talking over him in the end, but if you listen closely, you can hear easy. First he says party. Then you can hear project. Then as I'm talking over him, I hear easy evidence. And then at the very end, same male voice says, "We're having a group project."
Really having.
She can hear me say hello. Hello.
Party.
What person said hello? What's your name?
Conservative group. Project.
So I thought they were perhaps trying to help me adjust the device, and maybe I am their group project. I certainly hope so. We'll be right back. My special guest, Leitreanna T. Brown, and she's going to give past life readings in the chat room. So please don't go nowhere.
And thank you for sticking around during the break. We're back here live with my special guest, Leitreanna T. Brown, who is a clairvoyant medium who uses her special gifts during her paranormal investigations. And she's agreed to come here tonight to talk with us and give you readings from the chat room. Leitreanna, oh, you're out there.
I'm here.
You're in there. Well, excellent. I'm so glad. Thank you for taking your time, and welcome to Alternative Frequencies. Now, I wanted to ask you a little bit about what you do. I know you're a Reiki practitioner. I know you're a clairvoyant medium. I know that you do private readings, and you're also an event coordinator. So you're a busy lady.
I am. I'm very busy. I love every minute of it.
Well, yes, idle hands, you know. But you're going to give readings tonight in the chat room. And the way this is going to work, guys, if you will private message me with your name, we need your first name, and we need your birth date. I will relay this information to Leitreanna, and she will give you your past life reading. And since it's my show, I get to go first. So, Leitreanna, what was I in a past life? I'm just dying to find out. What do you get for me?
Okay, tell me your first name and your birth date.
My first name is Stephen, and my birth date is 4/17/57.
Okay. I hear myself. I hear an echo.
You hear an echo?
I do. I hear myself laughing.
Well, it must be in your mind. I don't hear any echo here.
Okay. Well, I just got my voice back. I hope everybody can understand me. Stephen, you've had more than one life.
Well, I feel like I'm an old soul.
You are definitely an old soul. You know, what I'm picking up from you is that this is kind of odd, I realize, but I believe that this is no doubt about it, that you worked with languages.
Okay, languages.
I believe that you were working in the military and you decoded messages.
Wow.
I know that you did this. I can see you sitting at your radio. I see messages. Oh my gosh, you're in a submarine.
Wow.
I know that you like the ocean. You feel more open when you're at the beach and you have the wind, but you don't like closed spaces.
Well, that's correct. I know I don't like enclosed spaces, but you know, if I was in a submarine, that's kind of an enclosed space. But
well, the reason why you don't like closed spaces is because that's, I believe, how you passed, actually.
Okay.
I know that I believe this is World War I.
Wow.
And you had the ability to I know that you had the ability to not only decode, but message. And I would not be surprised if you worked on a special project where there was special language used.
Okay. Wow. You know, it's funny.
Does this trigger anything? I mean, I realize that you work with ghost boxes and things like that, but I mean, instantly when you said your name, I started seeing waves. And at first I thought it was ocean waves, and it was. But then I went underwater, and I saw you, and I heard beep, 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 and I saw you with earphones on. You used to wear these little round glasses, and you saved a bunch of people's lives several times with these codes. But I believe that I know that you gave your life for someone else. And that makes sense to me because I believe that you are a very selfless person.
Well, thank you. And, you know, that really strikes home with me. But, you know, I do work with the spirit radios and frequencies and trying to understand the communication. Now, you mentioned round glasses. That strikes home with me. I've worn glasses since I was 5.5 years old.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I see your picture there with glasses, but I wouldn't have known if they were reading glasses or distant glasses.
Well, no, I've been wearing them since I was early childhood. And you mentioned you see me sitting there with headphones on, and I spend a great deal of my time in this life here with headphones on, and I think that was a very accurate reading, and I've often dreamed, if you will, of what it would be like, you know, having a life as a submariner. on a submarine, and I've always been fascinated by the shows, that are the movies that are popular about submarines and submarine life. So I think that's very accurate, and yes, I can see myself in that situation doing those very things because it seems to parallel this life I have now.
Yeah, it's so obvious I almost didn't tell you because I was thinking that maybe you're also a translator. I could see you maybe speaking with Native Americans and being able to translate for traders. And that was the next life that would be much further back, of course.
Right.
But I believe you've always worked with languages. If anybody has ever had a problem being able to communicate, anybody that's had any problems being able to communicate, or like even autistic children, or people that have a problem with language in general, being able to communicate with people, I think that's where your gift of empathy came from.
Wow.
Because you can process not only emotion, but language, and probably math skills or organizational skills more. And that probably gives you a high level of anxiety when other people aren't able to keep up with how fast you process things.
Well,
that probably makes you feel a little different.
Well, I do, I do keep a schedule. And you're right in that when I tell you something, I have the utmost intention of following through with whatever that might have been. And I do get upset when other people don't adhere to my schedule, if you will. If someone says, well, I'll call you in the morning about 9 o'clock. And, I'm sitting there by the phone waiting on it to ring. And at 9:08, I'm wondering, what's wrong? Where are you at? Why aren't you calling me? And so, yeah, I can relate to that totally.
I totally think that the anxiety that you feel from that is because you've had to rely on your ability to translate so accurately because somebody's life depended on it. And, when you were in the submarine, I'm sure that these people's lives depended on you getting those coordinates right and being able to transfer the information right and being able to translate languages correctly. And when you work with Native Americans and cowboys or traders or what have you, I know that if you said the wrong thing, there could be a fight or somebody not trade, properly, or your integrity was at stake or something like that. And so your integrity is a very big part of your personality. And that explains why you would be attracted to being a trader before and then working in a submarine with the military. Because you know that you were at the helm and those people were relying on you. Now, look at you, you're in a reverse situation in that these people are relying on you, the spirit itself, is relying on you to translate what they're desperately trying to say. And you're telling us.
Well, I feel like it's my job to share the voices and what they have to say. And I think that's part of being empathic is when someone asks me for help, it just causes me to try to do everything I can, whether on either side of the bell, to help the person. And, you mentioned Native American and trappers or traders. I've always felt a very, very close association with the Native American people. I felt close to them spiritually. You also mentioned trappers. One of my spirit guides, his name is John. Many clairvoyants have seen him and told me this, so I believe it to be true, and I've talked to him myself. But John is a person who appears to be, according to my sources, is a gentleman that appears to be from like a trader or a trapper from that era. And maybe he's nudging me along my path. I like to think so. But,
well, I had no idea that you had a Native American spirit guide. I didn't look present because I was looking past. But I
Right.
could certainly tell that I knew that you had that feeling. So.
Well, the other a few months ago, I was doing a radio session on my Joe's box, and like I played earlier on the show, and very profound response. I just asked, "What's your name?" And in a Native American, speaking English, but in a very distinguishable Native American accent, the response was "Running Bear," and his message to me was dream. So, who knows? But I was just honored to get that response.
There's no doubt that your last name was Green.
Well, his message was dream to me,
think about
dream. It. So I'm trying to remember my dreams, and I've been having more dreams lately. But Leitreanna, I think that was a very good past life reading. Thank you so much. And we've got just so many people in the chat room wanting their turn, and I'm going to go in the order that I received them. And the first one's going to be from JoJo, and her real name is Joanne. She's a very dear friend of mine, and her birth date is September 10th, 1955. What do you see for Joanne?
Okay, hold on. Joanne is a sweet person, isn't she? I can tell she's just a doll.
She's a sweetheart.
Let me tell you what I see when you said her name.
Okay.
Her name wasn't Joanne before, it was Josephine.
Oh, that's a beautiful name.
She was a Southern Belle. I can see her tea service. I can see her sitting there with her hat and her tea service. She's from the South. And no doubt, I can see her with pets. I can see her with children. I see her teaching. She was quite a lady. I see her fan. She has a little fan she carried around her wrist. She has a little clutch bag and a hoop skirt.
She's probably sipping mint juleps there on the
Probably. Spiking the tea a bit. But she's quite a lady. I can see that quite well. I see her kindness. I see how she treated everyone with kindness, and a lot of people that didn't have the ability to read, she spent a lot of time with them. People that weren't normally taught to read.
Right.
And, she wanted everyone to understand. She wanted everyone to be a part of the group. And I can see her. She could play a harpsichord.
Well, I think from the era that you're describing, Lee, that she was probably helping the slave children read.
I agree. I wasn't sure if I should say that because, but I see her teaching them to read, and that was very controversial, and she did not care if it was controversial.
Well, that would be JoJo.
She wanted them to read because she wanted them to be able to read the Bible, and she wanted them to be educated to help her children, help each other. And I'm very happy to know Joanne.
Well, I am too.
I don't really know her, but I can tell she's a very kind person, and she treats people with respect.
And she does. She says she loves the harpsichord. And, Joanne has a great show here on Hazy in the mornings. It's called Nostalgia Radio. And what she does is she plays old radio shows that maybe you heard back in the 40s and 50s. And
love it.
And when I'm home, I never miss that show. But I just love to sit there and listen to that. And that's probably part of my past life, listening to the radios. But
when I said she played the harpsichord, I could see her sitting in a parlor playing for people, maybe singing. I could see her being an entertainer, being able to entertain people and be a hostess.
Right.
And I think that's probably why she wanted people around her to be educated to a higher level so they could appreciate the things she wanted to show them.
Well, thank you for that. And
I just feel like she did a lot of wonderful things for a lot of people. Joanne, I'm really proud of you.
I'm proud of her too. And we just we got a lot of people wanting your services, young lady.
Okay.
And I'm going to read the next one, and it's going to be from Debbie, but I want to say one thing.
You can hold the year.
Okay. I want to say one thing.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at your picture.
And which one?
the one I posted, on Facebook. And girlfriend, you have a set of eyes that would bore a hole through a brick wall. So I'd rather have you as a friend than an enemy. But,
I hope that's a good thing.
No, it is a compliment. But you do have some incredible eyes. Okay, the next question here is from Debbie, and she doesn't mind me sharing her birth date, and it is 10/22/1954. Debbie.
Debbie was European.
Okay.
Oh, Debbie. Debbie, when I heard her birth date, it took me straight to Europe. It took me to World War II. And I can see her hiding people.
Perhaps she was Jewish.
I believe that she helped Jewish people hide.
Okay.
I think she was like a partisan, one of the people that helped the Jewish people hide. I don't know that she was Jewish. I feel her being very strong and taking a lot of risk. I see her shop. She was a seamstress or a tailor, or she had her own boutique. I can see clothes. I can see clothes in the front, and as I go around, I see pretty trinkets. I can see makeup cases in the case, and they're metal. We need to look up whether they're metal, some type of little metal makeup cases. I don't know what makeup cases were like back then. They're etched. I see watches. I see hairbrushes and combs. There's jewelry. And that necklace looks like it's made from some type of fiber, like maybe hair.
Wow.
Braided.
Wow.
Like she did these things herself. She takes care of her mother in the back. She lives above her store. And my God, she's hiding people in the cellar. She has ways to give them food. People come in, and what they're doing is she has books that are there too, and they put money in the books, or they put food in bags or whatever, and she has a way to feed the people. These people are her friends. Oh God, Debbie, I see so much risk that you took for these people.
Well, I will tell you, Lee, that Debbie has devoted herself to animal rescue in this life.
Oh my God!
So I can see.
Oh my God! How amazing is that she would put herself out for other people? Amazing. She's still helping.
She's still helping in this life, and she's a very vocal advocate for pet rescue, especially pit bulls. So.
Pit bulls were misunderstood. Yes. They've always been misunderstood and mistreated. And wouldn't it make sense for her to have the same feeling about people that were misunderstood and mistreated and persecuted? It's the same feeling. And I had no idea about Debbie. Okay, so I get the confirmation chill here.
It's great when we get these little validations, and
Mm-hmm.
it does send chills down our spines, but
Mm-hmm.
I never get tired of it, never. And that is great, and I think you were very accurate. Now, we're going to take a break in a few minutes, but we're going to, and Debbie's saying thank you for that. And Debbie, thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you for what you do, Debbie.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a break in a few, but if you got time for one more here, if you feel like it.
Sure.
It's from my buddy Jim Mallard, and he had the show before me, the Mallard Report. It was a great show, and he had a great guest this evening. But his name is actually James, and his birthday is 8/27/84. I've got calluses older than he is. Well, what do you see for James?
James, aren't you quite the soldier? I see James not only being an early settler trying to get America wrangled up, for his family, little house on the prairie type business where he's trying to take care of people, and get his family situated. But I also see him as the kind that I see him in a patriotic militia, like Paul Revere, kind of, the ones that were always the ones to ring the bell, the ones that were always the first response to a fire, just this ready alert kind of man.
He's saying in the chat room, yes, LOL, so I'm sure you can see that, I believe.
I see him as just Johnny on the spot kind of guy. I mean, he had the fastest horse. He was handy with his tools. He kept tools with him all the time. Special made buggy where he can keep his stuff. I mean, even now he's got things organized like that. Where he's got a bag where when he investigates or does whatever, he has a bag ready where he can grab and go. He's just the Johnny on the spot kind of guy that wants to help people. In the past, I've seen him deliver a child, rescue children. A carriage got away from someone, and he actually ran it down and stopped him. Oh, gosh. His wife loved him without fail. My God, how many children did he have? 6 or 7. I think he took some in. He had to have. His brother passed. Hold on, I'll say his brother's name. I see him right in front of me. His brother got stabbed.
Oh, wow.
His brother got stabbed. He was trying to get his brother straightened out.
Lee's suffering from allergies, and I know because I set up my sound with her earlier this evening, and as I was doing so, my nose stopped up. So I said, Lee, you've got allergies. She said, yeah, I do. So bless her heart.
I'm actually putting a cough drop in my mouth now.
Bless you.
He was at like a dance or something like that, like a picnic or a square dance or something, and something to do with church. And as you know, back then people carried weapons.
Oh, yeah.
When they were in church. I mean, it was required that you carried a certain number of rounds. When you were in church, because that was when you were attacked, because everybody was there together.
Right.
And he had come outside. There was an altercation, and his brother got stabbed, and he died, and his brother died in his arms, and he took those children in. And you know what? He would take other people like that. If he's close to someone and he gives them his word,
Mm-hmm.
he would take their family in, especially if it was needed. He could take a penny and stretch it. No doubt, because he's so handy with what he does.
Well, I know Jim's kind of tight. No, just kidding,
No,
Jim.
for goodness sakes,
I'm just kidding. I don't know that, but
well, I think that Jim, because he's so prepared, and he asks for so little, and he gives so much, he's the kind of friend everybody needs right now in the economy we're in.
everybody needs a friend in this economy.
Mm-hmm.
One with lots of money would be great. But thank you so much for that, Lee. And we're going to take a quick break and let us get our cough medicine here working.
Yes, please.
And we'll be back in just a few minutes. So please stick around. And thank you for sticking around during the break. We're back here live with my special guest, Leitreanna T. Brown. And if you're just tuning in, this is Alternative Frequencies. I'm your host, Stephen Hill, and Leitreanna is giving past life readings from the chat room. If you're not in the chat room, go to hazyradio.com, click on the on-air chat button, and you can join the conversation right here on Alternative Frequencies. Leitreanna, are you still with us?
I'm here.
All right. The next request is from someone I dearly love, Kimberly. And I'm going to go ahead and give her birthday because it's real close to mine. We are kindred spirits. Her birthday is 6/5/1957. So what do you see for my friend Kimberly?
Kimberly Simon.
Yes.
Simon?
Simon, correct.
Oh, it's right there in the chat room. I didn't have to read that, did I? I went to a lot of extra effort on that one, didn't I? Kimberly was, I see her as a Native American.
A Native American.
I do. I see her Native American. She wasn't full-blooded Native American, but it didn't make any difference to the people she was with. She was greatly loved. She did a lot of bead work. It's a very big thing because she was the one that did ceremonial dresses.
Wow.
And ceremonial outfits. And the wings for ceremonies and the bead work that's on the turtle shells for the it makes sense now. Medicine. She worked with the herbalist of the clan. I see her turtle shells. I see the tinctures she made. I see that she's got like a mortar and pestle and she's grinding. She's doing like a paste. Someone's been bitten or stung. And she sent out, there were 4 people that worked with her that would go out and get things that she needed if she didn't have it within. She had not just her own, house, like her own building, but she also had facilities that people helped her make that were portable if need be. And she had special, we need to look up these things. We need to look up those metal makeup packets and, the little makeup things that we were talking about before. Mm-hmm. And these kind of compartments. These were jars, but there's a lid for it. She used slippery elm. A lot. Slippery elm. And she was very good with burns. She actually has the ability to touch heal now. whether she knows that or not. I'm going to look up what slippery elm is about. She made that into a tea. Why in the world would I say slippery elm?
Well, it's some kind of herbal tea.
I know, but what does it do?
Native Americans were very, very knowledgeable in the natural herbs.
Okay, well, it's for sore throat, upset stomach. I'm looking it up right now. So that was the one thing she had the most of because it was kind of a cure-all. That's good. That's good stuff. Well, but I see her being able to make these teas. I see her being able to do these ceremonies, and for a female to be able to do these things along with the lead ceremonial man, this was one of the biggest honors in the tribe. And I know that Cherokee tribe was not so prejudiced when it came to age, but there were definite boundaries when it came to male and female roles.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that she was so close to being a leader when it came to a big female, I mean, she could have technically, she was third from being chief. That's a really big deal.
Yes.
But she served people really well. When people were sick, she was right beside them. She would go without sleep. She would go without food if need be. And it's a good thing she had a lot of help.
Well, I can tell you, because I know her, that Kimberly in this life is a life coach. And I believe she is a healer.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
I'm serious. Kimberly will validate that.
I hope somebody's documenting this. I don't have any idea.
I had Kimberly on it is documented. All this is being recorded. Kimberly, I had her on my show a few weeks ago, and she is a life coach, and she's an incredible lady, and she lives up in Canada. So I have friends internationally now. So
fantastic.
But that I feel was a great reading, and I can't wait to see what Kimberly has to say about it. And she's saying thank you. Yes, Leitreanna, you're blowing all of our minds.
Thank you, Kimberly. I really feel like you need to work on your touch healing again. It comes just from intention. Only thing you have to do is just have the intention to heal someone and to soothe them. It will go through casts. It will go through time. It will go through distance. Only thing you have to do is just have the intention to heal and know that it's not your energy. It comes from spirit, and it will go where you want it to go. And also spirit will tell you what you need to do for other people. I'm glad that you have that instinct and that you haven't lost it. That's why I think you're native. Even now, your spirit is native and your spirit guide is native because your instinct is so strong.
And as you can see in the chat room, she's saying yes, understood.
If you haven't studied Reiki or some type of energy work, you should, because I can see your spirit light from here.
And it's a bright one. It's a bright one. And she's saying, yes, 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 I get you. Regarding the healing from spirit, I've got it. So thank you for that.
All right. Thanks, Kimberly.
And
blessed be to you, honey, is from another healer.
And yes, bless both of you for what you do. And the next one, if you will, is from Catherine. And her birth date is November 23rd, 1964. So what do you get for Catherine?
Oh my God, she's second level Reiki.
Wow.
Kimberly, you should contact me. I'll take you to master level.
Okay, we're still talking about Kimberly.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not even gonna play with that. You're actually at master level. You just need just a couple more attunements. That's why I can see you so clearly. And you ground from the earth, don't you, Kimberly? Man, oh man, that's trip. Wow. reading. I'm sorry. I'm still connected to Kimberly because she's so strong. her energy is so strong.
You know, I think I messed up here. It was Catherine, I believe, and her birthday, the year was 1964, and, you know, we got so many requests. As I read them out, I have to delete them to make room for more in my private messages. And so if she would re-enter that, I'd appreciate it, and I do apologize. So we'll go on to the next one. And this was Leslie. And her birthday is April 19th. She's an Aries just by one day there. 1969. Leslie, April 19th, 1969.
All right, Leslie. Leslie, I see you on a farm. I see it's not a typical farm either. There's a beautiful farm. There's two different creek-fed ponds. She's just loving the outside. I mean, she's the kind of kid on this farm. I'm trying to catch the year because the only thing I see is I can see her. It doesn't matter whether she's barefoot or she's got her shoes on because she's on the move. I see that, the weather started changing. She was barefoot and she could walk on anything because she was just wide open.
Well, you know, back in the day, shoes were a rarity, and kids went to school barefooted. And my father told me that the only day they wore shoes was on Sunday to go to church, or if it was, extreme winter, cold weather. So sorry, I wanted to interject that.
I see her fishing. I see her by the creek. I see her looking for crawdads. I see she's just. I see her so involved and outside. She's one of those kind of kids that you had to ring the bell to get to come in to dinner because she would just stay outside on this farm. But she also had duties. I see her good with horses. I see her carefully taking care of the newborns on the farm. I also see that she's very close with her brothers and sisters. She was, oh wow, she had a friend that was abused, and she gave that child refuge at the farm. She has always been attuned to spirit. She's always been able to see spirit or hear spirit, even back then. In fact, Leslie, I believe that you are possibly clairvoyant, and you're still trying to. You're also speaking another language. You're French. Quite possibly French is a French-sounding language. I speak French, so I can almost understand it. I see your little curly hair. Oh my God, you're just a darling little girl. But there's no doubt that you reached out to this person that was being abused terribly, and you saved this child's life. You and your brothers and your sisters. You lived in a haunted farm, and you knew it was haunted. I see you actually able to speak to spirit even then. God, this is crazy. I've never done a reading like this before because I can see her being able to see spirit walking down the hall and have that motherly instinct of, being able to, it's not necessarily motherly, but the nurturing instinct to know when you see a an ugly duckling, so to speak, or a wounded child, or a wounded puppy, or a wounded dog. They're the ones that seek refuge with her.
And she's saying, wow, in the chat room.
And I see the fact that this person, my God, they married her. This was a boy. You have a fate line that runs through your life. You've changed someone's life even now. No doubt. Leslie, I can totally tell that you have the ability to nurture someone, to bring out the best in them. I think that's what we need to focus on here. I'm glad that you're woman enough to live up to the fate that's on your life. Because you've changed so many lives.
Oh, well, she's typing in the chat room. That's me still. I rescue animals.
Rescue animals. But the thing of it is, you rescue people too. There's people that you've taken in, that you've loved, that felt like they were unlovable. There are people that you touched that didn't have a place to go, or emotionally a place to be, so to speak. And you were there for them. I mean, I can see you not necessarily the center of attention in the lunchroom. You know, I see you as the one, you know, in the corner that's having so much fun, and have all your friends that are close by. You know, and if you say you need something, your friends are there for you because you take them all in. It's not a lot you wouldn't do for them. And if you've got $1, your friends have a nickel, you know, because you've got so many of them. It's so precious.
She's saying, yeah, I took in all my friends. So in this life,
that's you.
Seems to parallel. Thank you for that, Leitreanna.
Leslie, I'm really happy that there's not many people that can live up to having a fate in their life to touch other people's hearts and other people's lives. Because not everybody can live their life and say their life meant something to somebody else besides themselves.
Well, her response is, I had friends that have said that, the same thing that you're saying, and this is amazing. And also, she's saying I was the girl at school who talked to everyone. Everyone.
You crossed every they would have 99 cents. That's exactly right, Leslie. You would give it all. and you would still, I mean, that's just the way you are.
Well,
and yeah, if not the whole $1, she said, that's her. But she'd want to split it up among everybody because she couldn't choose just one person to give $1 to. Everybody just had to have a little bit. I bet you got a really big pot in your kitchen that you cook for people, and when people show up that you're not expecting, you just put another can in. Just stretch it a little more. Stretch it a little more.
Set another place.
That's exactly right. Everybody's got a place with Leslie. That is so precious.
That is precious.
You are the salt of the earth. I wish I knew more people like you, Leslie. You've got some awesome friends, Stephen. You've got some awesome fans. This is a wonderful network. Thank you for this.
Well, thank you for coming on. And I don't have fans, I have friends. And that's what this is all about, friends and sharing. And, you know, I wanted to get back to Catherine. You know, I messed her reading up a little bit ago when I closed out her window before we got the information. So we're going to go to Catherine now, if that's okay with you.
Oh my gosh, Leslie says that she cooks for elderly people. When I said that about the pot, she's like, "Oh, well, I cook for the elderly."
I think you're batting 1,000.
Let's go back to Catherine.
You're batting 1,000, young lady, and that is amazing. So Catherine's birth date is November 23rd, 1964. What do you see for Catherine?
Okay, Catherine. Catherine, honey? Wow. Catherine, I see your white nurse's dress. And it's not very white because you're in the middle of a tent and you're on the front lines. And it's the Civil War. Catherine, I cannot believe you had this much strength to do this for people. I can't believe that you had the ability to do this. How you had the knowledge to do the things you did, you don't know even now. There's things that you've been able to do for people, and you wondered how in the world I had strength to do that. I do not know. But I can see you. If you can remember, I'm trying to help her remember. If you can remember talking to the soldiers on their little bunk beds and trying to help them find a reason to live. If they're going to lose their limb and they don't want to lose their limb, they'd rather die than lose their limb. And you trying to help them find a way to live through it and to get through it. And not only that, but Catherine, you had money. You had money. You didn't have to be there. You were there because you wanted to be, because they were serving for your liberty. And this is your way of giving back. A lot of them, the supplies you had, you bought yourself. It was issued to you. There were people that lost their lives getting you supplies because you would not stop and they needed it. I see your apron, bless your heart. It's just covered
in blood.
Thank God. Yes, thank God she knew about garlic. She knew that feeding them garlic, she would help get garlic for soup and the food that they would give them, because garlic was an antibiotic. This is definitely the Civil War. And you had a beautiful clip that someone gave you for your hair. There was a little boy that she actually carried. She carried him herself. He was a drummer boy. She carried him herself in her arms for miles. Catherine just posted, oh my God, I went to a reenactment and had a breakdown flashbacks of little boys crying for mommies and wives.
I was just getting ready to point that out.
I was looking up. I always look up when I do a reading, and when it came up, it shocked me, because she had worked out a harness from his drum harness that she used to strap him on her back.
Wow.
Until she could get him to help. That really hurt her back. God, I can even see the saw that she used to saw the limbs off.
Wow. Okay,
she had
I'm hurting
a big
now.
leather strap that she would put at their mouths, and thank God for morphine.
Well, as an empathic, you're killing me here.
It's killing me too. I'm crying.
Anything to do with kids and anything to do with blood and saws, I want nothing. I mean, kids I love. Blood and saws, no. I want nothing to do with. Can't stand the sight of blood.
She had, in fact, I'm going to say that from carrying that child, I can tell that sometimes injuries can carry over into your next life. She really hurt herself with that child carrying, and I believe she's probably got a sacrum rotation in her lower back. She's probably born with it.
Well, she's typing in the chat room, I have back problems now in this life. So.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see it. I got my glasses off now because I'm crying. I hope I don't lose my voice because I'm crying and eating cough drops one after another.
Bless your heart.
You are a precious woman. There's no doubt this is who you were. And, I'm thankful that you did what you did. You did what you did because you had to.
That's wonderful. And I think that strikes home with Catherine from what she's written in the chat room. And do you feel like doing some more readings? Because
Sure.
we will work you to death here on the
She
Hey
said
Radio
she had a
Network.
spinal fusion and they don't know what caused it.
Well, there you go.
That's it.
Wow.
It was weak, honey, from your genetic, I think, was probably weak from what you'd had to go through for that child.
That is amazing.
You knew.
And she's saying, thank you so much. Let's see if we can get...
And you know what? You fought for our freedom as much as the soldiers did, because you kept them going.
Absolutely. Unsung heroes.
We owe you a lot. And you know what? Your patriotism now is greatly appreciated, and you know what I mean.
Well,
She
thank
knows what I
you.
mean by that.
And she's saying yes, very accurate. Well, we better read, give a reading here to Miss Hazy herself, the lady that pays all the bills, and we're gracious that she's having us here tonight. Her birthday, her name is Zeta, by the way, if you didn't know, and her birthday is November 9th, 1958. I'm older than she is. What do you have for Zeta?
Okay, hold on. Zeta. Give me your birthday one more time.
It's November 9th, 1958.
What a beautiful name.
And an unusual name as well.
I'm working on it. It's coming. I'm trying to place the country because I see that she's Italian. She could be, in Chicago. She could be in New York. But I see her with a big family. She's the baby. And they love the baby, She's the one with the bows in her hair, and she's beautiful. And the mother and the grandmother, the family all lives together. I believe that she's come back and forth. I believe that she was maybe even born in Italy, and she came over with her family. 1900s. I can see her I can see her grandmother showing her how to make pasta. I see the wine being poured. I see her growing up. I see she's tending to an older person. I see that there's like a family business, and different family members have had to go different places because of war, because of work, and she's holding the family business together. It's come down to her. She's got her mom. She's got her dad. She's got the business. She's got a brother that's just a little older than her. He can't get his feet on the ground. It's like something happened to him and he just can't recover. Emotionally, he can't get his act together, and she's trying to nurture him as well. I see her scrubbing her hands in the sink. I see her looking at her grandmother's picture, wishing she was there with her. I see a lot of pressure on her shoulders. I see her crying, wishing that things were like they were when she was little, when that whole family was there.
She's typing in the chat room, wow, that's what my family history was. The woman moved to the city to work. And I know Zeta does nurture everyone, especially here on this network. And also she has a lot on her shoulders in this life.
I see that she was never afraid of that she wasn't raised to be the leader, because her position in life was the baby. She was daddy's girl. but due to so many other people either getting distracted or letting people down, or I don't know, something like that. She's the one that's the strongest of them all, that kind of keeps everybody in line and on the right road. You know, it's not easy. Gosh, I'm thinking, I see her as like, like a sheep herder, keeping people in the right direction, and finding compassion with the ones that don't really deserve it this time around. It's like, dang it, somebody else probably would have lost their temper with her or him by now. But she's still trying to find the goodness in them and giving them, not only finding it in them, but helping them see it in themselves. Finding the silver lining, finding the brighter side of life and finding the strength. And sometimes I can see her tapping her forehead or wringing her hands. Why am I always the one that is the cockeyed optimist and everything, but yet I always see the reality too?
Well, she's typing in the chat room. She does that now.
Is she?
Takes care of everyone here and at home. And she does. And what you said earlier about her trying to bring out the best, and when people are angry with her, she tries to give them the benefit of the doubt and every chance. And I agree with that. She is a wonderful person. And
I can see that. I can see her trying to find everybody a place in the family. She's got a big heart, and just like an Italian family, I can see where she can love people. It doesn't matter about their differences. If they'll just get along and do right, she will give them a place, and then just try to herd them in the right direction. You know what I mean? And she'll give them an attitude adjustment if she has to. But, I really hope that she doesn't tow as much weight as she used to. Don't overdo it.
She will give an attitude adjustment.
That's my girl.
When it's warranted. But you have to you have to be a person of that caliber to do what she's doing here. And
well, that's exactly what she had to do before, because times were so rough at that time that you need a reality check. All right, it's time to suck it up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and let's get moving, because this isn't going to get done on its own. And I'm not doing it by myself. And we are going to be there for Mom and Dad, and you are going to come home and help me, and all of that. And so that's kind of what I see, don't make me have to pull the load for you too. And I so appreciate that, because leaders like that are so needed.
Yes, they are. And she's saying that that was very accurate, and that does hit home with her. And yes, and
does she like says, Italian food and red wine?
I'm sure she does. But she says what she does is all out of love, and I believe that.
Of course she does. Of course she does. I mean, it's hard to be optimistic and realistic at the same time. And I wouldn't be surprised if she had the ability to be analytical and creative at the same time, and that's a very difficult personality to find. They're very unique people. To be creative and analytical at the same time.
Very true.
Baby, you're nothing but a bunch of pasta, passion, and pistols.
I think that describes you pretty good, Zeta.
Pasta, passion, and pistols.
Pasta,
we can
passion.
do this the sweet way, or we can do this the hard way. Either way, it's getting done.
Exactly. Well, that is great. And Sean here in the chat room, he made this comment that he really didn't need a reading because he didn't think he had a past life. Well, Sean, we're about to find out. Sean's birthday is 12/26. Always a Christmas baby. And he's saying 1976. 12/26. 1976. A year after I graduated high school.
Okay, I haven't seen a lot. I said hey to him in the beginning. Steve, you're going to have to tell me what's in the chat room because I've taken my glasses off and just closing my eyes because I'm crying.
Well, Zeta says for the reading you gave her, incredible. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
So we're tuning in on Sean.
Sean, you were a medic. You were a medic. You were a medic. I don't know if this is World War I or World War II. I see you actually having to fight someone, though, because somebody crossed the line. You know, medics are supposed to be
non-combative.
They're not supposed to be non-combat. And somebody actually pushed him because he was also very religious. He was very religious, and this is not something he wanted to do. And he watched someone get killed right in front of him, and he was next, and he had to kill for himself. He had to kill to protect his own life. And I can see that really affected him. It did something to him. The fight or flight, he went from being the medic to being a soldier. And I don't think he realized that he had that in him to do that. He didn't want to have to do it.
Well, someone devoted to saving lives would, certainly hesitate to take a life.
I see that he definitely was a fantastic medic. If he's not in the medical field now, he should be. Because he doesn't get afraid. He shuts out all of the... It's like everything slows down. You died young, by the way, Sean. So you're always going to feel young now. When you're in a mode of trauma or mode of emergency or that kind of thing, everything slows down, and you can see 1, 2, 3, and you know exactly what to do. And you don't have to worry about your emotions so much because you're thinking through it. And a lot of people panic through it. And you will know what to do. And you will be, this time, in the right place at the right time. Has he given any response?
Oh, yes. Sean is starting nursing school in September. And he is a emergency technician right now.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
No, ma'am, I wouldn't kid you about something this serious.
John!
He is starting nursing school in September, and he's an emergency technician right now. So how accurate was that?
That's not right. Tell me that whenever an emergency situation comes in, your emotion stops, and it's like something else takes over, and you see it moving slow, in slow motion, and you're able to take it 1, 2, 3.
And that takes a special person, very special, to do that.
And the emotion doesn't come back until after the situation is handled, and then it's so strong that it almost takes you off your feet. And you wonder where you get it from. And it's because you've been there before. You were in war watching it happen. Welcome back.
Wow. You are amazing. And if you've got time, and I want to give you time to talk about an event that's coming up and some other things, but if you've got time for one more.
I'll be glad to.
If we go over a couple minutes over, I'm sure the powers that be won't kill us. And but this one's from Billy. And his birth date is May 19th, 1957. So he's about my age. What do you get for Billy? May 19th, 1957.
Okay, I'm not even on the... Hold on. I've got my computer screen turned away from me.
Okay.
because I was about to go to the event website to make sure I give the right information. I'm just going to close my eyes. Billy, without a doubt, William, I should say. Sweetheart, you fought with Native Americans before. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you fought with Swamp Fox, Francis Marion himself. You've got Native American blood through you, but it's mixed. I mean, I see European, Scotch-Irish. I mean, he knows this when he sees things like Red Dawn or, oh gosh, what was that fantastic movie Mel Gibson did? Braveheart. When he sees movies like that, I mean, it really gets his blood boiling. He's a fighter, a preparation guy. He knows when it's time to fight and when it's time to move. I see him as the kind of guy that he's never going to do things traditionally. Ever. He's going to think of things in the most accurate, most cut the crap, let's get it done kind of way. You know, the right kind of people are around him when he needs them. He's got very low tolerance for bullcrap. I'm just going to say it like that.
Okay.
But yet he's the kind of guy that'll give you the shirt off his back. He's always been in the spirit realm. He's always been tuned into it. And people tell him things they wouldn't tell just anybody. And he can keep a secret, which is an incredible thing. He kept secrets for the Cheyenne. He kept secrets for the Cherokee. He spoke many different languages. And they loved him. They loved him truly. He was one of them. He broke bread with many different types of people, as he does now. Okay. So what's he saying?
Well, I'm waiting. He's saying, LOL, that's me usually. And that's the last thing he's put in the chat room. And he's saying, yes, I can. So I think you've hit a nerve with Billy there.
He can make a weapon out of a shoelace and bubble gum. You know, he could
kill you with a paperclip.
Yeah, he's a MacGyver when it comes to things like that.
Kill you with a paperclip. But
yeah, but he's also an amazing man. He's the kind of guy that, you know, if you're not preparing yourself, then he'll prepare for you.
Well, speaking of amazing, you've been an amazing guest. And
that's right. He posted keep a secret.
Yeah, he's writing, I can keep a secret. And you've been an amazing guest, and I think we've answered everyone's request. And
good.
I'm happy, and I hope we haven't worked you too hard, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to tell everyone how they can contact you personally for a reading, and also an event you have coming up.
It's in Aiken, South Carolina. It is with Haunted Entertainment. It's July the 26th to 27th. Aiken is one of the... Oh, thank you. Somebody says I'm amazing.
Yes, that was Billy regarding
Oh, is it?
Yes. You're
here's the link to it. Dixie Ghostland Paracon. I called it Dixie because it's in Aiken, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostland because the whole place is just haunted. I went to a hotel. Hold on just a second. I'm getting choked up.
Okay. Well, while Lee's unchoking herself,
yeah.
I'm happy to announce that I've been invited to speak at that event and also sign a few books for anyone interested in a copy. So, and Mel doesn't know it yet. Mel, my buddy out here in the chat room, with Leitreanna Media. Mel doesn't know it yet, but that date I'm going to be sleeping on his couch. So get the couch ready, Mel.
Well, the Carriage House Inn is one of the places we're going to have our event. And it used to be a hospital before it was a carriage house. And we have got a troop of people going besides Stephen and myself. My team is going, which is Paranormal Pros, which includes the esteemed author Andrea Perrin, who is author of House of Darkness, House of Light.
I can't wait to meet her.
She's an amazing lady. I mean, her tagline for her books is "The world is ready to know the truth." And her house is what the Warren family brags to be the one house that put their abilities on the map. It was the pinnacle of their career together. It was before the Amityville Horror. John Zaffis was part of this investigation, who is, of course, the Warren's nephew, as well as Keith and Carl Johnson. And she's going to talk about her 3 books. Her 3rd book will be out before the Paracon, and she'll have all 3 of them there. Also, I have Blaine Rohan, who is a medium, and he's also a fantastic mentor when it comes to children, psychic children, and he also has his own paranormal group, and he will be there lecturing. Daryl Campbell, who's been seen on the Bio Channel and on the Travel Channel.
I'd like to meet Daryl, too. Yes.
He's a fantastic guy. We also have Reverend Gene Seymour, who's going to be doing a fantastic speech, excuse me, guys, on dowsing rods. Not just using them as a, yes, no, or finding something, whatever, but she has a system where you can set out a grid line and actually be able to set up safety shields and set up methods to be able to defend yourself against any kind of spiritual attack. A lot of people think the dowsing rods open you up to, sort of like a Ouija board or something like that. Well, she knows a different way of going about it. She actually uses the polars of the earth to be able to set out a grid line to be able to find certain things where weaknesses may be in defense shields and things like that. We also have Kim Burlett and Chris Mahoney. They're coming in. And Jeff Leeper, who is the co-manager of TAPS, will be coming in. He's also performing, besides being a fantastic paranormal investigator and the person that handles all of the different case files for TAPS. He's also a fantastic singer, and he will be doing the finale the last night of the program.
Wow. Now, being a TAPS member, I expect that he investigates using strictly scientific method. Is that true?
Unless he's with me.
Unless he's with you. Well, I was going to say, wait till he gets a load of me.
When I went to New Hampshire, and he was with me, picked him up on the way in. We did C.C. Carroll's The Huntress, her awards. We stayed at the Black Swan Inn with Jason Wesley of Ghost Adventurers, as well as Spiritualist Frank. And, there are about 20 of us there. Oh, and Jason Staton from Ghost Chat Radio. He was staying there as well, and he will be at the event, too.
We're friends on Facebook.
I just laid down after the Paracon. I mean, no sleep, coming in, driving 20 hours. We did a Paracon with a performance and speech and everything. Finally get a chance to lay down in that beautiful bed, and I hear the piano play downstairs.
No.
And of course, I'm on my feet, grabbing my bag to go downstairs, and I'm down there in my pajamas, and everybody else is standing there too. And we did a full-blown investigation, and there I am in my PJs.
Well, Lee, the Spirit's been screaming at me all night, book, book, book. So I've got to ask you, are you writing a book, or do you plan to write a book?
I am writing a book, yes.
Oh, well, okay. Well, thank you for that validation. I didn't know that. And I think the book's going to be about your experiences, the investigations, and how you were able to help people using your clairvoyancy, along with some scientific method in your investigations. Scientific method meaning documentation. And I want to read that, so hurry up and finish it.
Okay. I'm actually working on investigations where I've gotten a lot of confirmation. You know, it's difficult to do an investigation just off clairvoyancy without having scientific confirmation. And I've got several cases right now that I've done where I have up to 4 different confirmations from 4 different sources.
And that's great. And, you know, the more confirmation we can get, of course, it's just data, more data collected to support our theory of what's going on in the location. And, again, you've been a extremely great guest. So honored to have you on. And I can't wait to get to Aiken. Mel, my buddy in the chat room, whose couch I'll be sleeping on that weekend, wanted me to let you know that his media studio is in Aiken, and he'd like to meet up with us at the event. So look forward to that. Oh, heck
yeah.
And Mel is a Native American.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, if you need sage cleaning, Mel is an expert. He's a Native American, uses the eagle feathers, the sweet grass, and does a wonderful job. So look forward to seeing Mel and everyone at your event. And the tickets, tell them where they can buy tickets.
Mel just mentioned that there's old medical tools in the Aiken Museum. And just so you'll know, Mel, the Aiken Museum has given us the ability to investigate the old schoolroom and the cabin. And the reason why I ended up in Aiken is because I got a call from the museum about things being moved around at night. And started doing the investigation with the museum and stayed at the Carriage House Inn. And it was so haunted, we didn't get any sleep. Woke up with horses whinnying in the middle of the night. We were staying where the stable had been. So you can go to DixieGhostlandParacon.eventbrite.com. Tickets are only $45 a person. People that buy up to 3 tickets, message me, and you will get a free psychic reading from either myself or Blaine or April, who will be coming. And everyone that buys a ticket will go in the pot for some door prizes. And
we're also going to offer some tours and investigations at that event. And we're going to.
Oh, that's all that we're going to be doing.
Yeah, and investigating the carriage house and the hotel.
In the hotel. Hotel Aiken was built in the 1800s, and the owners do not believe that it's haunted, but other people have said that it is. And I am looking for proof that it is. And there's going to be a friendly little competition. People are going to, give me evidence that they have collected, and all of the evidence will go on our website with documentation of who gave it, and we will be giving out certificates for who wins.
Wow. Now, I've never been in an EVP contest or evidence contest, so I guess that could include photos as well.
EVPs, photos, video. Wow. And, it's just a friendly little competition. There's no big stake, involved. But I can tell you, if you're not signed with Haunted Entertainment, the ones that win will be.
Well, now that is the motivation. Win the contest for the evidence on the investigation at the event. And what will you get? Tell me again.
It would be signed with Haunted Entertainment so that we can represent you and many other events.
Wow. Now, that is some motivation for some communication. And I can't wait to try to contact the entities at this event in the carriage house and the hotel. I'm really looking forward to it. Lee, you've been a great guest. We are out of time.
Thank you.
Thank you. We got to have you back on here.
I'd love it. Anytime, Stephen. Thank you for coming to the event.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You make my job so easy. I love it. And thank you again, Lee, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you. Blessed be everyone.
Blessed be. Well, everyone, that was my special guest, Leitreanna T. Brown, and some very accurate readings. Thank everyone in the chat room for tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. And until next week, guys.